And then we have the piece de la resistance. The Antec Solo. This is our chassis of choice for quiet computing. It looks good. It works fairly good unless you have a really long video card. And I think they've even rectified that with recent revisions of this case. My Antec Solo over there, I actually had to use a jigsaw and a Dremel and cut into the drive cage, the hard drive cage, so that my long ass 8800 Ultra would fit. And wouldn't you know it, the GTX 280 I got after that also needed the same modifications. I even had to cut more into the case, but you can't tell that from the outside. It's a great case. Gotta love it. So, here we go. There's the Antec Solo case out of the box. Nothing really special to see here. Here's the instruction manual. It looks like they've come out with a white version of it too. Interesting. There's a manual for the Antec Solo, the Solo White, Designer 500, and Plus 550. So I knew about the 500 because that one's white too. I didn't know they shared that similar designs though. And of course here's Antec's 3-year warranty, although I don't know why you'd need that on a case unless you, I don't know, there's no reason you'd need a warranty on a case, but I guess it's good that it's there. Well, you know how this works. Case is laying on its side. I'm undoing some screws so I can swing open the door and get into it. See what we got here. It does look like the drive bay configuration has changed just slightly from my first generation Solo. I could be imagining that though. Here's our little bag of screws, standoffs, and whatnot. And it actually came with some interesting adapter or something so that you can use 2.5-inch SSD, solid state drives, which mine definitely didn't come with. When I bought that, that was almost 4 years ago, and there was no such thing as an SSD. And here's our bundle of cables for our front panel connectors. Same front panel connectors as always, as on all Solos, which will be 2 serial ATA, a FireWire, and not serial ATA, 2 USB 2.0, FireWire, which is IEEE 1394, and headphone and microphone jacks. Which I don't know why they haven't changed the what they ought to do is change the FireWire to an eSATA, or external serial ATA. That would come in much handier than hardly anything uses FireWire anymore. That's an Apple thing. Big old 120mm tri-speed fan in the back, and that's it as far as exhaust goes. As everyone knows, I'm going to open this up because I'm going to have to open it anyway. As soon as I can get the damn thing open, there we go. Take this front door off. Rattling around in there. There's the front door, comes right off. 2 little hinges, it lifts right off. And as you can see here, we have our air filter assembly, which just comes off with these 2 little tabs. But I'm going to take this whole door off because in order to put hard drives in this thing, you have to take this door off. And this door is held on with 2 little screws. And also I'm going to show you guys who need extra cooling that you can actually, this is a fan holder. So you can actually put two 92mm fans in here, one or two, and these will blow cool air over your hard drives and basically sucks air into the case so that the external fan, or the exterior, the rear fan can, exhaust fan, that's what I meant to say, so that the exhaust fan can help pull air through the case and cool off your hard drives. And there you can see, oops, need that anyway. You can see the hard drive LED is actually attached to this door. And you can still see that Antec has stuck with their little rubber band hard drive suspension things, which I don't trust worth a damn. Just don't trust them. Sorry, Antec. That's no way to mount the hard drive, even if you want silent computing. It's just not right. So, now we have our power and reset buttons. And of course this here is, well, it's actually an extra 3.5-inch drive bay that you could use for another hard drive or a floppy drive. It's got a knockout here. And aside from a floppy drive, you could also put like one of those 15-in-1 memory card readers or whatever like that. You can put those in there. That won't be coming out for Kevin. Has no need for a floppy drive, I don't think. So I'm going to move these cables out of the way for now. And drop that motherboard in here. Well, first I'm going to get all the standoffs lined up. And I'm also going to make sure that fan is turned on high. If you can look here, this fan has a 3-speed switch on it, and it's actually labeled low, medium, and high. It's on low right now. Now it's on high. Even at high, it doesn't make very much noise, and Kevin's got all kinds of other stuff that makes noise anyway. He ain't gonna notice the noise a 120mm fan makes on high. So, first things first, we're going to punch out the default stock ATX backplane. That just punches right out. All you got to do is push on it, because the Gigabyte board is quite different. And so now we'll open the motherboard and have a look. See, here's the motherboard box open. As you can see, we got our manual here. This manual is for the GA-P55-UD3L, which we have, or it's also for the US3L. Who knows what the difference is? The S might have crossfire. I'm imagining that's what it is. It probably has dual PCI X16 slots for crossfire, and this one doesn't. Smart 6, which I have no idea what the hell that is. We'll look into that later maybe. It's usually just hype and crap. Gigabyte drivers just get CD-ROM, which we will probably not be using. I download all the drivers off the internet. A nice Gigabyte sticker. We'll put that on the front of the case, I'm sure. And what do we have? Multilingual installation guidebook. Well, I speak one lingual, and that's English. And here's a deal of, what do we have? 2 serial ATA cables. One of them is a right angle cable. Why don't they just include 2 right angle cables? I don't understand that. But as you can see, one serial ATA cable has a right angle adapter, which is good. That one usually used for the drive at the top of the case, like the serial ATA DVD drive. So now we'll pull this off and have a look at the motherboard. Ooh. Motherboard has its own little tray. How about that? Oh, well, it's not really its own little tray. Not anymore. Here's the ATX backplane. Actually backwards. There's the ATX